What up? What up? What is good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the ACS Universe. It's your boy ACS, and what is good? Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's had a great weekend. Has had a great little bit of time. I told you guys when I came back, like I wasn't able to stream for almost 3 months, and my first show back when I jumped on, I was just like, hey man, I'm gonna try to get on here as much as possible. I can't guarantee when I'm gonna be able to get on here and get live, but I promised I'd do it as much as I could, and so. A couple times last week I had planned to stream and then just didn't happen. So like I was like, all right. So, but then I was like planning. I was like, you know what? I do want to talk about Fantastic Four, put my thoughts out there. And among some other things that have popped up too as well. Damn, I was supposed to try to find something. But anyway, hope everybody's doing well. I'll give my thoughts, like I said, on Fantastic Four and a couple other newsy things that have happened, man. So yeah, it's been a couple weeks, man. First off, let's get to this right quick. Yeah, bro, Fantastic Fuego, man. Yeah, man. Hey, that's what I'm gonna start calling every time I get it. That's the key right there. Fantastic Fuego, bro. Let's see. Oh yeah, start the show. It's Monday. New box office is out, so I'll normally jump to that. This is pretty much stuff I saw today.
What the hell is that?
Oh, sound that up. Like that, and get this up. So as you can see, Fantastic Four open 118. Superman still throwing punches. 24. Jurassic World Rebirth. 13 million. That thing, I think what did it get close to? It doesn't have the whole thing on there. I think it's pretty high right now. F1 still making some money. Smurfs, whatever. Got a kids more, like a pure kids movie, still in the top 5. I know what you did last summer. I heard people say it was pretty good. Don't know if I'll watch that while it's in theaters. Your boy might have to wait for that to hit the digital space. Let's see. 28 years later, Lilo and Stitch, Leo, Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning still in the top 20. So there you have it. Yeah. Fantastic Four obviously just opened this weekend. It was probably pretty obvious that was going to end up on top, considering it is the newest Marvel tentpole movie, which Marvel tends to bring it with the big ones like that. So a couple other things I've seen. I don't know how accurate this is. I think I've seen it in a couple of different places. National Treasure 3 is reportedly in the works. Chris Bremer, Bad Boys Ride or Die, will write the script. If this is true, let me get that page 47. I've been wanting the third movie from this series for I can't tell you how long, man. Both the first two movies are exceptional. I enjoy them. I watch them whenever I catch them live on television or anything. Like with commercials and all, I'll sit there and watch the entire movie. So, National Treasure's nice, man. Nice. Let me get some more stuff up here. Oh, yeah. Let me see if I can find it. The Predator, man, the Killer of Killers. I don't know if you guys saw that animated film on Netflix. Fucking fire. First of all, Killer of Killers is dope. If you hadn't watched it yet, I would suggest you go on over to Netflix and check that out. But it is pretty damn dope. And yeah, and so the Comic-Con panels would happen over the weekend. San Diego Comic-Con was this past weekend. Didn't really get to catch much again. My weekend, I was wanting to go trying to squeeze in a second viewing of Fantastic Four over the weekend, and it just was not going to happen, bro. It was not going to happen. So that's how busy I was when it comes to that. So I saw a little bit of comic, but one thing I did see that was nice was Predator, Killer of Killers. If you didn't know, I can never remember her name. The main character from the movie Prey, which was dope as well. She ends up in one of those pods that the Predators are sort of holding because they're like champions, I guess. And so they revealed they added Dutch, which is Arnold Schwarzenegger's character from the first Predator, and Danny Glover's character from Predator 2 to that montage sort of at the end. Fire. That's dope. I've seen the pictures of it. That's dope. I enjoyed that shit quite a bit. Let's see. Go right here. And then all right, some more stuff that I saw today. Happy birthday, Peter Cullen. Sort of the voice of my childhood, all these characters he played right here, especially Optimus Prime in this bitch. Somebody said he forgot the Predator. Hey, man. Do what it do, man. This dude's voice is probably gonna. When you see some stuff, you remember a voice. Just you'll know it and recognize it your entire life, right? It just depends on how it hit you when you were younger. And so for something like Peter Cullen, that's always gonna stick with me, man. Because Optimus Prime, bro, was that dude? Let's see. Some more stuff. Some Frankenstein stuff dropped out there today, man. New look at Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein, released in November on Netflix. I know people such as my homegirl Wonder Meg have been like pining for them to put this in movie theaters, because this is something that as big as a TV as you might have in your home, seeing something like this on the big screen is just going to hit different. So a couple shots right there. You see Oscar Isaac. Damn, she looked good right there. Right here, a couple more pictures. Just some shots from the movie. So yeah, I am me racing to the closest screen in the house in the second. That's what I'm saying. That's the only option we got, is to go to the closest screen in the house to watch this, man. So hopefully at some point in time, Keith David. Hey man, Keith David too, man. He getting his own show, bro. I seen that, man. Keith David gonna have his own damn show in the Rick and Morty universe and shit. That's fire. I ain't gonna show that shit. I was gonna show you this little thing once I get to talking about Fantastic Four and stuff like that. See what else I see. What else did I see? Let's see. Oh yeah, couple others. Here goes some stuff. All right. They came out of Comic-Con this past weekend. Let me get this one up as well. Another part of this didn't come out over Comic-Con weekend. It just finally got a start to. Yeah, he did, man. He did. Let's see. All right. This is interesting to me because I'm a fan, and I know a lot of people are out there too. Some details just came out like a week or two ago. I can't remember. It's pretty old, but let's see when did it come out? July 20th. Oh, it's not that bad. Oh shit, not that bad. I thought this was older than this. Anyway, details on Amazon's God of War series that's coming out, right? Will adapt the Norse era games, focus on Kratos and Atreus. Show's tone will emulate the tone of the game. That's fire. Game director Cory Borlaug is actively involved. You can't make shows based on games or movies unless the game creators are actively involved, I believe. That's why The Last of Us Season 1 works so well. 2 seasons are greenlit. That's dope. Season 1 has 10 episodes. Scripts are still being written. Filming will begin in 2026 at the earliest. I guess the only thing everybody's waiting on is who they going to cast. Bro, you tripping. Who is, who they going to put out there. So, yeah, hey, that's dope. That's dope, man. Also, some good news. This is out of Comic-Con. George Lucas made his way to Comic-Con for the first time ever. Hit the Comic-Con stage, and he's got a museum, man. George Lucas's Museum of Narrative Art will prioritize the preservation of art and include some of the following: a life-size Naboo starfighter and General Grievous on his wheel bike. That's dope. Original concept art for Indiana Jones. That's dope. A mythology exhibit with the earliest stories from Egyptian, Greek, and Roman gods. A library and 2 theaters. Vintage DC Comics, the very first character drawing of Flash Gordon from 1934. Peanuts comic sketches from the 50s and 60s. Original drawings from the first Iron Man comic. Original ink splash of Black Panther. So this is dope, man. This is dope. Good to see George Lucas is still amongst, out here pushing creativity forward and things of that nature. Gotta appreciate that coming from the dude, man. I thought San Diego was going to explode when they showed. I know, they went crazy, man. They went crazy. That dude is he's a legend for sure. Let's see. Let's see. A couple other things. This first of all, this right here is wild, bro. This is I don't know if this is going to become the norm when it comes to sort of ticket pre-sales and shit like that, but I know a week or two ago, the Odyssey tickets went on sale for these 70 millimeter IMAX screenings, and they sold out. The movie don't come out for a year, bro. The movie don't come out till next year. It says the tickets for select IMAX 70 millimeter screenings of Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey are nearly sold out after just 1 hour. It's a funny story. I caught this while there were still tickets. The closest one to me that had it, I think, is a couple hours. I could have got a ticket, but I have a problem with planning things that far ahead, bro. Just call me a little superstitious or whatever you want to do it. But I have a problem sort of being like, yo, I'm going to schedule where I'm going to be 365 days from now. Does not, I don't know, man. Me buying all the seats and keeping them now. But yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy, dude. And then the secondary market, they was hitting for $250, bro. They was hitting, or what's that, 125 a piece. So yeah, they hit the secondary market and they were going for whatever. So I'm sure the greatest story ever told. I'm sure at some point in time you're going to see these tickets go on sale again. They're going to add some screenings. This is probably. I don't know if any other director could do this, pull this off, but Nolan. But I mean, look, here we are. So yeah, there's that. Let's see. Also, this. I'm gonna tell you how much y'all can miss me with this. A new Judge Dredd movie is in the works. Dredd from when did that shit come out? I got it right here on 4K in the Steelbook. And when that movie came out, it was absolutely awesome. Everybody wanted, we were fans of that movie, wanted a sequel. I don't know if this is a direct sequel to it, but I don't have any trust in Taika Waititi directing a movie of this. I'm telling you, the perfect adaptation of Dredd is the Car Urban joint, the one with this version of the character. And dude tries to make things too funny for my taste. So yeah, see, oh Jesus, why Taika Waititi? I can't. Yeah, and the word just saw Exodus, man, garbage, man. I don't know if the movie's gonna be garbage or not, man. We ain't seen nothing from it, but I will say this: that is not very promising. I will be honest with you on that. Let's see, which one is this? This also came out the weekend. They put a bunch of stuff like this sort of out the weekend after Superman released. Which honestly, if you had over the time since I hadn't streamed on my channel, I have hit a couple weekend episodes of the Sci-Fi Center with the homie William and them, and sort of talked about my thoughts on Superman. You know, I give my briefings again if you didn't see my out of theater non-spoiler review. I thought it was pretty good. Gave it 6 out of 10. Things I didn't like, things I liked. Yeah, man, that's it. That's my thoughts, man. I kind of got a couple other streamers I follow, man. They gave me that. I said, man, talk about the movie for a little bit and move on. Same thing with Fantastic Four, man. I'm talking about Fantastic Four here for just a bit, and then I'm gonna move on to whatever's coming next, man. Even though I think this movie is sort of going to resonate with me a lot better. But this is also something that came out. They put out the Monday, I think, after Superman released the Supergirl poster. Pretty dope. I like the suit. I like the outfit. Looks like they are the Woman of Tomorrow storyline is being drafted with that. I like the blood on the hands right there, which is nice. Nice touch. So that's pretty dope. And then also I think there's another one here where she took a picture sort of on set from the Superman cameo at the end. So let's see. Yeah, this is the pic right here where she was sort of behind the scenes in the Fortress of Solitude or whatever, getting makeup put on for her scene. She got the same jacket on right there. So that's a little bit of proof of that, man. But yeah, I think that's about it, man, that I got. It's before this Fantastic Four, man. So yeah, man. Let's talk about it. Let's chat, man. This is gonna be some spoilers. Not full-on spoilers, but there are going to be spoilers here from Fantastic Four. If you have not seen it yet, First Steps, it came out last Friday. I saw it last Thursday night. And I'll preface this by saying that it's been like 4 days since Fantastic Four, since I walked out of the theater almost to the minute. It's about 15 minutes past it, but almost 4 days to the minute that I saw Fantastic Four, and thinking about it for 4 days, like I said, I would have really liked to get a second viewing in this weekend, but it just didn't happen. I can't think of I have no issues with this film whatsoever. At the end of the movie, I told my wife, I was like, damn, that was fucking great. And then I started thinking about it. I was like, I had everything they did. I had zero problem with, and it's a perfect score to me, man. Like Fantastic Four, First Steps was a perfect film in my eyes, and I still can find no flaws. I know I've seen a lot of people with a lot of issues, when it came to it, runtime. I do think that is one of the things, but considering it could have been longer, yes, it could have been longer, but considering that whatever they trimmed out, I mean, it worked for me. Again, from my personal taste and my personal opinion, Fantastic Four First Steps had zero flaws. I agreed with every single creative choice that they made with the film. I agreed with every single actor that was casted for certain parts. I seen, where some people were talking about it was kind of slow in the beginning, kind of the first hour was kind of hard to get through, whatever. And for me, it wasn't. For me, it was perfectly laid out, because there are moments at the end of the movie. There are people who might not be familiar with Fantastic Four First Steps or with the family of Fantastic Four and with the gist of how powerful and how big family is to them, They might not know that, right? Coming into this movie, and that first hour sort of built that for you, so that when you get to Sue, like trying to clapping Galactus up at the end, you get the impact of that scene. You get why the family aspect of it is so powerful within the Fantastic Four as a family, because you got that from the first hour. So I thought that was, again, everything worked for me. Everything worked for me. The pacing, the build, and it did make the final fight more impactful, man. Everyone was great. Sue was obviously the standout. Johnny had purpose in this movie, right? Figuring out the language of Shia LaBeouf. Julia Garner, who I always like to show her picture right here from from Ozark. She did great. Her version of Silver Surfer was fire, right? You got the backstory there. That's another thing, man. The explanations and the way they chose to give real quick backstories, so you could see where we're at in this universe as it has gotten thus far. They did a great job. They did a great job, and especially, man, made it better when they showed, sort of, spoilers again, like they showed Shia LaBeouf before she becomes Galactus's herald, and it was nice. That nice cut scene was pretty damn dope, and she sacrificed herself for her planet, right? I love the people adored the Fantastic Four, right? And there's this moment that happens, and again, spoilers, where we've seen it all in the clips, in the previews, in the trailers, where that Galactus wanted Franklin Richards, and they weren't willing to give him up, and the planet sort of turns on the Fantastic Four, and it's believable for me, and it works, and it hits at the perfect time, and they turn on him because they feel like we're going to lose all of our lives just for one, right? And then there's this scene where Sue sort of comes out and talks to the people and introduces them formally to baby Franklin, and she regains the bond and trust of the people with this sort of small speech that she gives about family, right? And so again, reinforcing the outlying factor in this whole film, which was family. Galactus, bruh, if that didn't work for you, I don't get it. We all understand, choices that were made back in the day when it came to superhero films that are being made differently now, where people beg for this, at least the look of the comics. And we all remember in Rise of the Silver Surfer where, Galactus was like a cloud with lightning bolts and shit, right? And it was like crazy. And it was like, yo, why couldn't we get the real Galactus? And of course, the reasoning given then was, we think it looks silly on the screen. Like they didn't think people would sort of buy Galactus, a big old dude walking around, so they didn't do it. And of course that movie suffered because of that fact and became like the butt of jokes when it comes to superhero films, because of the creative choice they did to have Galactus be a cloud and rise, right? So here they went with the actual Galactus, and it looked fucking dope. It was fire. It was clean, man. It looked good the way he moved. They got down there perfectly, because of course somebody that big, you can't have him move too damn fast, and you don't want him sloshing through there going too slow. So all of that work, dude, it just did. The voice, Ralph Ineson, is great, man. And sort of, so I did want to bring this up also while I'm talking about this, because this was crazy. This was kind of crazy to see that. Oh, well, let me go back so you can actually see it. Now, I did not get to see Fantastic Four in IMAX, right? I saw it on a pretty big screen, but I had to work that night after viewing the film, so I was not able to. The closest IMAX theater, I wouldn't have made it to work on time. So I decided to go to a pretty decent sized one. And if I do get a chance to see it again, which I don't know if I'm gonna get to see it in IMAX, man, that fucking sucks. But anyway, the aspect ratio is crazy here. Look at that, right? How much more you get to see. This scene was interesting too. Galactus, I'm not as big of a Fantastic Four buff when it comes to the lore in the comics. So like, I don't know if there's this something behind this reasoning for him kind of taking a look back at the Statue of Liberty and kind of smirking at it or whatever that was. When it came to that was crazy. Hey, what up, Aaron? What's up? Well, appreciate you stopping through. Appreciate you. Let's see. I thought Pedro Pascal was great as Reed Richards, man. Even Boss, Matrick Boss, I can't pronounce his name, man. I'm gonna mess that up. He was great as the Thing. I mean, there's only so much he can do when it comes to performances, when it comes to actual acting performances when you're a CG character. But the Thing looked good throughout. I like the way they tried to shoe in a little love interest that might show it some fruition, some future movie or whatever. They planted some seeds there. And again, Sue Storm, man. Come on, man. Vanessa Kirby, you are a godsend. She held this movie together. I think that at the end of the film, when you see that scene where they're fighting Galactus, the final battle, again, that scene to me, I would feel like it held no weight if it wasn't for like the first 30 to 45 minutes of the film building the characters and building this family aspect and showing you, the audience, how powerful that is when it comes to them. So like, yeah, and you thought she was gone. Obviously, you know what, they had future movies coming up, and that was pretty dope, man. That was pretty dope. And so thought the aesthetic was incredible. The choice to have it be a throwback movie in the 50s or 60s or whatever it was smooth. I thought having it be standalone from anything else you've seen in the Marvel Cinematic Universe was dope. And last but not least, bro. Also the back and forth between Shia LaBeouf and Johnny was great. And again, man, shouts out, man, for them putting that in there, for giving Johnny some like actual purpose, for him figuring out that language, man. But there's a scene in the middle of this movie when Reed and the rest of the Fantastic Four take their talents to Galactus to sort of try to see what he wants, if they can convince him or if they can fight him off. Once they get there, they realize this motherfucker's huge, massive. We ain't fighting this cat. So they try to reason with him, and he tells them the only thing that he wants is Franklin, and they're not willing to give that up. So they go to escape, and what follows that is one of the great action sequences I've seen in a comic book film. I ain't going to sit there and say it a long time. I've seen some great action sequences this year in comic book films. But it was a great scene with the way Shia LaBeouf was phasing in and out of their ship, and just the giving birth of Franklin at the same time. And that scene was just a lot going on, and I thought it was executed beautifully. So yeah, man. Again, like I started to say at the beginning of this, I've had 4 days to think about this movie, and I still cannot, in my good conscience, find a flaw. There's nothing here that I didn't like. Not one thing. And so, and the credit scene, spoilers again, if you didn't, the mid-credit scene is actually dope. Great, it's Dr. Doom. It basically shows 4 years have passed since the end of this movie. And it shows Franklin, he's older, they're reading books together, him and Sue are. And then Sue goes to grab another book, and when she comes back, the man, Dr. Doom, is there, and I ain't gonna go into too much more than that. That's pretty much it, but you'd have to see it to sort of get the gist of how dope it was. But and then the scene at the end of the credits was also cool. I didn't like it as much as the mid-credit scene, but yeah, man. Again, I'd have to say, I don't know. There were things I didn't like about Thunderbolts. I talked about that when I gave sort of my kind of spoilery review. There's a lot of things, some CG things there, and a few other things, but it was still pretty high up there in my rankings. This one is 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10 right now, man. And I don't know if my mind will change on second viewing, but I wrote down notes after I watched the movie, and I've gone over them again. And I was like, dude, this movie's it just hits. I guess in layman terms, the best way I can put it for people to understand, it's just everything they did worked for me. Every decision they made here worked. If things didn't work for you, that's fine. I mean, that's to each his own, which is how everybody should watch movies, right? It shouldn't matter to you what somebody else liked or didn't like. As long as you liked it, doesn't fucking matter. So, but yeah, man. So yeah, I got to bounce you guys. I already ran a little bit too longer than I had anticipated I'd be doing. But again, I appreciate y'all watching, everybody who jumped in to watch. I haven't seen that over here. Yeah, I got a few movies I still need to watch. Oh, nice. Oh, man, I'm sorry if I spoiled anything. Well, you probably already know. You watched the Williams show. They're going to be doing a spoiler review tonight, I believe. So you're probably going to see that there anyway. But anyway, I appreciate everybody who watched. I will see you guys as soon as I can. Maybe I can go live again this week. Maybe I can. If I can get the opportunity, man, I will sure enough do it. If not, maybe I'll be able to hop on like somebody's streams this weekend or some stuff like that. But anyway, see you guys later. Y'all take it easy. Peace.